want to share some other research I find fascinating. This is by a scientist by the name of Anders Ericsson, and what he studies is basically expert level performance. And he has studied expert level performance and how people achieve expert level performance in a huge variety of fields, everything from violinists to chess grandmasters, medicine, mathematics, just a huge disparity of different fields. And what he has found, I think, is just fascinating, which is basically some of what he's found. You say, well, in retrospect, that's obvious, right? Like, so the parts of the brain that control fine digit movement are actually bigger in an expert violinist than the average person. And the parts of the brain that are related to spatial reasoning are bigger in mathematicians. But the interesting thing is those differences are actually caused by practice. So he studied this for a long enough period of time to basically be able to prove pretty conclusively that the act of practicing something you love changes your brain to make it more capable to do the thing that you love. So one of the ways this is manifest is what you may have heard of in Malcolm Gladwell's book, the 10,000 hour rule. So if you've read any of Malcolm Gladwell's work, I think it was the Outliers was where he talked about the 10,000 hour rule. This is actually what the 10,000 hour rule actually is. So this is a study of violinists, and you can see that the best violinists are the green curve here. These are people who are going to go on to be leaders of first seat and first in the symphony kind of people, right? They're among the best in the world. The good are going to get jobs as professional musicians, but they're not going to be first seat in the symphony. And the orange are going to be teachers. So they're going to have a career in music, but it isn't going to be performing in front of large audiences. And the number one distinguishing characteristic between these different groups is the cumulative amount of practice. Your brain changes based on practice. It becomes more capable of whatever it is that you choose to do, and it is largely within your control. Now, I'm not saying that each of us as humans don't have different strengths and starting points and things that we're better at versus not, but the majority of this is within your control as an individual, which I think is, I find that inspiring. I think that's a great message.